Welcome to the County Close-Up. I'm Adam Plyler. Today I have the opportunity to sit with the Democratic candidate for District Attorney, Joshua Lamancusa. Thanks for coming on today, Josh.
No problem, Adam.
Now, to start, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a former member of the United States Navy Judge Advocate General's Corps. This is my 11th year of criminal litigation experience. When I was in the service, I began my career as a prosecutor, and I was stationed at Naval Station Norfolk. Norfolk is in Virginia, and it's the largest military base in the world. Approximately 150,000 military personnel and their dependents are stationed there. I began my career handling some of the smaller cases. A Marine would beat someone up in a bar, or a sailor wouldn't show up for work. But I quickly moved up through the ranks, and when I left Norfolk 3 years later, I'd been placed in charge of the entire office. I ran the largest military prosecution office in the world, consisting of 11 full-time prosecutors, 4 paralegals, a civilian support staff, almost twice the size of the current office that I'm running for. I also handled all of the Navy's child sex abuse cases, adult rape cases, death cases, and child pornography cases on the East Coast, into Europe, and into Southwest Asia. I would frequently travel overseas to investigate a case, bring it back to the United States, and try it to completion. When I left Norfolk, I then went to Naples, Italy, which was a great duty station. So for everyone who paid your taxes, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I got married there, and I was also placed in charge of 2 divisions. I ran a claims division consisting of 4 branch offices, and these offices were located in various countries throughout Europe. I handled a budget of a little over $650,000, and then I also ran a defense division, which again had 4 branch offices in different countries. I did that for a little over 2 years and then came back to the United States, where I began to work with my father for the last 4 years.
Okay, now it's time for a little tougher questions. Could you explain in detail, please, your plan you have for the community if elected into the District Attorney's office?
I have a 4-point plan that I would like to implement. The first point is there has to be an expansion of the Lawrence County Drug Task Force. Right now, there are only 2 undercover agents working full-time narcotics operations within our county. That's too few. What we need to do is expand the task force so that it reaches out into every township and borough. We can do that through training individual officers to take on a narcotics role within their township, within their borough. This can be done through training through the federal government, through the state. Also, the program itself is self-funded. All of the assets that we seize from these drug dealers, they can then be forfeited and can be channeled right back into the program to support further operations. My second program is a program called Courtrooms to Classrooms. It's an education program. I've had an opportunity to meet with 5 of the 8 principals already, and they've really been enthused about the program. What it does is it gives children an opportunity to have access to the criminal justice system, because right now the only time I see a child is when they're a defendant or a victim, and that should not be their only exposure. The program itself offers a mock trial program, a moot court program, after-school employment opportunities for some underprivileged children within the community. It also gets attorneys into the school systems to teach civics and to talk about any other law enforcement-related issues. The third program is a neighborhood watch program, and that program gives communities the opportunity to start their own neighborhood watch if that's something they're interested in. I don't believe it should be forced upon a community to have a neighborhood watch, but they should have the opportunity to have a program run successfully. I've been to over 50 of these neighborhood watch programs, and they're all run differently. There has to be some sort of coordination between them, and I currently have 2 officers in place who are willing to go out and train the citizens on how to run an effective program. The final point of my platform is to hire a Humane officer. This would be done through grant money, so it would be at no additional expense to the community. And that Humane officer would be dealing with animal neglect issues throughout our community. This would take some of the burden off our local police officers so that they could perform the duties that they have truly been hired to do.
Let's go back to your neighborhood watch point. Is that in effect to the fires that's been going on in Newcastle?
No, it is not. As I said, I've been to over 50 of these, and the communities throughout our county are crying out for these programs. They are taking a more active interest in policing themselves, and they're taking more active interest in the community itself, and they want to know how to run one of these programs.
Now, if elected, how would you handle the Jordan Brown case? Are you looking forward to it, or what's your stand on that?
I get asked that question all the time, and to be honest with you, I do not know a whole lot about the case other than what I've read in the newspapers. I don't have access to the police investigation, to the psychologist or psychiatrist reports. I just don't have access to the file, so at this point in time, I can't really give you an honest answer as to how I would handle it.
That's very understandable. And now it says here you manage the largest military prosecution office at the world's largest military base. How does that help you in your candidacy for the district attorney's office?
Well, it basically is a job that I've done before. I was a district attorney, although we didn't call it a district attorney. In the military, it was called Assistant Chief Trial Counsel. And I was responsible for the supervision of thousands of cases and all of the cases of my prosecutors. So in effect, this is a job that I have already done before.